102, the Tanya we're going to do first, in case you're interested. So, this is a whole different section of Tanya than we were doing, privately. It's the third book of Tanya, Igeres Teshuvah, where it describes how to do Teshuvah. And I must tell you, I found it I'm reading the Steinsaltz Tanya for the daily, and it's really unpacking, because I've learned the daily Tanya a lot, but you just go through it, you just translate and move on, but there's every line is a reference. So just to get the flow, in the past couple of days Tanya, the Alter Rebbe was talking about how to achieve what we call in Kabbalah the lower level tshuva tata. What's tshuva tata? Is basically sins. Is the fact that it's giving you a mechanism to return your soul to feel that it's connected to its source, to Hashem. And they gave two mechanisms. Mechanism one was you should arouse compassion on the godly spark that is your soul, that is in captivity, and to really meditate on that. I found that fascinating. You meditate on until you actually feel bad for your neshama, and that feeling becomes a real. That feeling it awakens the supernal compassion, what we call in Torah, Yud Gimel Midas, the 13 attributes of mercy. The other element was to break the ego, to be very honest with yourself of your shortcomings, to not feel like I'm good, Okay. And it says, now it continues, it's very short today. After the quote-unquote wind of forgiveness passes over the souls of sinners and purifies them. So I guess when you achieve Hashem's compassion, which achieves forgiveness, then their souls are enabled to return literally unto God Himself, and to ascend the greatest heights to the very source and cleave to God with your remarkable unity. Because remember, what's a sin? Sin is disconnection. It causes disconnection of feeling close to Hashem. When you can awaken that, you can reconnect to God in complete union with Him, just as before the soul was blown forth in breath of His mouth, to descend and be incorporated within the body of man. One of the very important metaphors, actually it's in chapter 2 of Tanya, and it was done this third book of Tanya, that what's the metaphor of the soul? The terrorist metaphor. God blew a breath of life into the man to make it to the soul. And a soul is a breath is very, it's your internal life. And you're breathing it out. So that's the metaphor for the soul. So he takes that metaphor further and he says, imagine the breath inside of you before you breathe it out. Right? When I blow it out, when I do CPR, it's into the other person. But when before I breathe it, it's literally in my system. It's me. It's inseparable from me. So you're connecting the soul, not just it's got like a cord. It's actually within the source again. V'zuhi teshuva shlema. This is what we call perfect return, perfect teshuva. V'hine b'yichinas yichad teshuva zu hi b'chinas teshuva ilah shla'achat teshuva ta'ah. And this state of unity and return is what the Zohar refers to when it says teshuva ilah, the higher form of teshuva, which comes after you do the teshuva ta'ah. It says, in general, there's a lot of references in this book. It's a lot of quotes. The Zohar says that the Teshuvah Ilah he the Asasik Beraise B'Dechilu Rechimu V'Kuchabrichu V'Chulu. That you, what does it mean higher level Torah? Someone who studies Torah in awe and love of Hashem, blessed be He.
Oh, right.
The Ihu Ben Yudke Bina V'Chulu. This is the letter Vav. For this letter Vav is the child of Yud K of Bina. Ben Yud K. Ben. So actually, interesting. What's the revelation? Okay, a little Kabbalah here. So everything, the little bit of Kabbalah you needed to know for this whole few chapters was the unpacking basics of what the name Yud K Vav K is, Shem Havaya. And we said the basics were the Yud. This is mamish like a crash course. It's the spheros, the 10 spheros. How? Yud is Chachma. It's a little dot. It's a seminal flash of inspiration. Hey is already Bina. It's expanding that Yud into vertical and horizontal. Vav is a downward line. It represents the emotions, because once you have Chachma and Bina, then you have you think about something, then you have feelings for it. That's the Vav, which draws it down. Till finally, the last Hey is speech. So that, which is meaning you do, like, I have an idea I want to communicate. I think about it. I process it. I decide. I process how I feel. How much I want to give out, and then I speak it or do it, which is kind of creating it. So when a person does teshuva tata, which essentially teshuva tata, for my basic gleaning from here is teshuva tata is fixing up your mistakes, is repairing the leak, the damage. And then Teshuvah Ilah is not about you did bad. Teshuvah Ilah is, it sounds to me that you're engaging with Hashem through Torah and mitzvahs in a very, very, very passionate way.
Wow.
For the sake of heaven, not because you feel you need a segula or you feel like contractual. It's like you really are like enraptured with Hashem through the Torah mitzvahs. I mean, it's not fixing up stuff. It's returning in the truest sense. Why does the neshama come down? The neshama comes down to achieve deeper connection to Hashem. So once you get rid of all the leaks and the problems you did, it's all about just getting deeper and deeper into Hashem. And this is the advantage of what the Torah, the Talmud refers to when it says there's an advantage of Bali Teshuvah, of penitence, over the perfectly saintly. What do you mean? Everybody does Teshuvah. Everyone, the tzaddikim also learn Torah. What is the inun moshche elayu berus liba yatr v'chela sagi l'skov l'malka v'chulu? Because it says the Bali Teshuvah, their Torah learning and their engagement is they draw upon themselves with a more intense longing of the heart and with greater forcefulness to approach the king.
Whoa.
So I didn't learn the Sheinzels this morning.